So we've already looked at the rules, and we can do this if we know the basic naming rules of organic chemistry and apply them. So the keys to naming alcohols, and this would be sort of just a refresher, are the suffix OL. So you name things sort of as you normally would, but the alcohol gets an OL suffix with a number representing where on the long chain that the alcohol is. Right, so this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon long chain. So that on its own would be pentane, right? Pentane becomes pentanol, right? With a 1 signifying that the first carbon has the OH group, has the alcohol group. And the numbering starts next to the alcohol if it's the most important functional group and kind of goes from there, right? So pentanol and pentan-1-ol, those are both correct. If you don't put the number there, you assume that they mean that it's on the 1 position. Right? It doesn't have to be on the 1 position. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got a 5 carbon chain as well. You would start numbering closest to the most important functional group. Right? So numbering starts on the right in this case. Right? So another 5 carbon piece, another pentane has an alcohol. It's another pentanol. The alcohol's on carbon 2. So we get pentan-2-ol, right? A slightly more complicated version is what we have here, right? So if we look, the overall longest chain is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carbons. That would be an octane, but the octane longest chain doesn't really contain the alcohol. It contains it as this sort of odd side branch here. So we want to name the alcohol based on the longest chain that actually contains the important functional group, even if it's not the longest possible chain we can imagine here. So the longest chain here then has to include the alcohol, start the numbering. All right, so this is a 6 carbon alcohol. So this would be an hexanol. Right? But we also have this group here on the side as well. So we have to account for that. And that's 1, 2, 3 carbons long, so that becomes propyl, and the propyl is at the 2 carbon. So this is 2 propyl hexanol. Right, so key for alcohol naming is the suffix, but also making sure you're identifying the longest chain that does contain the alcohol group as well.